You and your specific person are always connected. The connection between you and your specific person is constant. It doesn't start when you start consciously manifesting them, and it doesn't start when you start affirming or visualizing or doing any other techniques. It's always happening. And this has a huge impact on your manifestation, which is what I want to elaborate on in this video. If you are ready to take your manifestation a step up, you can book a coaching session with me from the link in the description box below, which is where I can help you with your specific manifestation and your specific situation. And let's talk about the connection between you and your specific person. Think of it as similar to the connection between you and air. You are constantly breathing, and you're also breathing air when you are not thinking of it, when your mind is elsewhere, when you're in whatever mood. It's constantly happening also when you are asleep. Your connection with your SP is the same. It's always happening. And this is why it's so important to consciously manifest the situation that you want with them. Because a lot of people, and I have seen this from the comments on specifically those videos that I've posted about thought transmission, that a lot of people think that it's in that moment where you start affirming and then your SP starts having thoughts about you. That is also the case. Thoughts are energy, and energy doesn't recognize time and space. It's immediate. But that, which is wonderful. The problem, though, is that your SP is constantly being influenced by your dominant state of mind, your dominant story, which is your automatic current beliefs about them, about your relationship, about you in relation to the relationship, etc. This means that when you stop affirming, when you stop visualizing, which of course you don't do all day, you have a story that's there, even if it's in the background. So if your dominant story is all about the separation, the absence of your specific person, that's what you are going to transfer to them. And that can translate in different things. One of them being your SP just not thinking about you. And this in case your thoughts are constantly, I wonder where they are, who they're with, what they're doing. They're probably not even thinking about me. They're probably having a lot of fun without me. Whatever your story is, this is just an example. So if your story is all about absence and lack and distance and separation, that's somehow going to translate into the same experience for you. But this doesn't mean that that's where it stays. This is why it's so important that you change the story that you're holding in your mind. And this is where manifestation techniques come in, because manifestation techniques are meant to change your story, not to change the person. You are working with you here. Your person is connected to you, and your person is going to reflect back to you whatever you're holding as true. So the reason it's important to be persistent with your techniques, whether you choose to do affirmations or visualizations or any other mental activity that you choose to do, is that this will at some point transform your story, your dominant story. And that's what we are after when we are manifesting. When we are manifesting, we are simply changing our own beliefs and our habitual thinking. That's all we're doing, because the 3D and other people who are also in the 3D they follow that. So if your focus is constantly on your person, they do this, they did that, they didn't do this, didn't do that, that's not where your focus should be, which a little bit it can be helpful because it gives you feedback, but other than that, it's useless. So the current distance and silence and rejection and whatever you have been through or may have been through, it doesn't dictate what you can have in the future with your SP. Even if they have told you they don't want this, that it's a no and that's it, I have decided. I have heard that so many times, by the way, with people that I then ended up manifesting, and this has been in different situations, not just romantic. People saying, "Oh, this is the way it's gonna be," and I've decided that, and end of story. And when you are a conscious manifester, your thoughts are mostly like, "Yeah, okay, we'll see," and then you do your work, and everything else falls into place. This is why we manifest. So. Therefore, it's important that you catch yourself in those moments where you're being super negative. This is why it's so important that you're persisting in your manifestation practices, because all that is doing is it's creating new habits and a completely new story for you in your own mind. This is all happening in your own mind. What then happens is that you will start feeling different, first of all, and second of all, you will also start noticing that your thinking has changed. Your only job is to stay there. The rest in the 3D is going to follow because, as I said in the beginning of this video, your SP is constantly connected to you. So while it's wonderful that you're affirming however you're affirming, as many times as you're affirming, and those affirmations are reaching your SP because thought transmission, everything else in between is also reaching your person because thought transmission is constant. And what you are doing when you're persisting in your manifestation practices is that you are changing the story in between your affirmations, in between your affirming on purpose. This, by the way, is true for everything else that you are manifesting also. It's true for money, it's true for your own health and well-being, it's true for your job, it's true for everything else, the house that you're manifesting. You're simply changing the story in your mind, and that's connected to everything that needs to be connected, hopefully I phrased that right, so that you can have that experience in your 3D. I have also been asked if you can manifest someone whom you're in no contact with, or if you can manifest someone who doesn't even know that you exist. In all those cases, the same is true. You are connected. If you are aware of the other person, you are connected. And even if you don't have a specific person, but you have a relationship in your mind, an idea of a relationship in your mind that you would want to be in, your mind has the connections. Your mind is going to find you the person that is going to fulfill that idea of that specific relationship that you are manifesting, even though you have no face on the person that you are manifesting the relationship with. And again, even if you're in complete no contact, or the other person has no idea that you exist, the connection is still there. Your thoughts are not going to be lost somewhere. If you affirm and if you create your stories, it's not like your thoughts go and then they get lost because the other person is not aware of you. Something needs to happen for you to come together with the other person or to experience what you are affirming. And this is a thought that has helped me so much in the beginning of my journey, where Well, I had a lot of questions. I had a lot of insecurities about manifestation, didn't have much experience. I was just learning, had just figured it out. One of the thoughts that kept me going was no idea how this is going to come about. And by the way, I have manifested people whom I were in no contact with, and people who didn't have any idea of my existence. I ended up manifesting the exact situation that I was affirming and scripting at that time. I don't remember if I was visualizing. This has been like different stories. I'm talking about different people, different stories. And so therefore, it's just so important that you do your practices, because your mind is, again, as I was saying before, it's not like it gets lost. It has to come back to you as an experience. Whatever you impress on your subconscious mind has to come back to you as physical experience. So take that as something that helps you in this journey, that something needs to happen for this to be true. The person has no idea about me, or we physically are in no contact and maybe physically have no way of contacting each other. You don't know each other's addresses or phone numbers or whatever it is. Something needs to happen for you to be in contact if that's what you are manifesting. Do you need to know how? No, absolutely not. Don't even start focusing on that. So, therefore, it's so important to do the work. And this has been one of the things that I have been focusing on since I started this channel. Even if you don't believe, even if you don't know how, even if you don't know anything, you need to do the work in order for you to change your own story. And one of the tests that you can do yourself to see what is happening out there, even if there's no out there, because everything is connected, everything is you. But one of the best ways to see where your manifestation is at is to look at your thinking and look at it honestly, and especially your thoughts when you are not specifically affirming. In between, what do you still believe about that relationship or that person? What thoughts do come up when you are not specifically affirming? Are you mostly in the state of their absence, or are you mostly in the state of their presence? And this has nothing to do with what is going on in the 3D. Your mind only knows what you're telling it, and your mind is manifesting what you're telling it regardless of what is happening in the 3D and regardless of what happened before. So therefore, again, you are constantly connected, and not only do your affirmations and visualizations reach them, yes, in that moment, but everything else does too. And therefore, it's super important that you keep doing your affirmations and visualizations just until it changes in your mind. Because once it changes in your mind, it starts becoming automatic and it starts manifesting on autopilot. And this is why manifestation is the only way I know of to solve a problem in a way that lasts, in a way that is, again, constant, permanent, call it whatever you want. Because once it becomes an assumption, it starts manifesting on autopilot. So put your manifestation knowledge to practice, and if you need a more personalized help with your specific situation, I'll be happy to help you in a one-on-one coaching that you can book from the link in the description box below. Have a beautiful day and see you in the next video.